Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We're broadcasting live today out of beautiful Manhattan at the Marriott Marquis at the Hard Asset Show. Our guest today, Greg Johnson. Greg is the CEO and president of South American Silver, trades in Toronto as SAC. Greg Johnson, welcome back to TFNN.
Hey, Tom. Good to be back.
That's a beautiful thing. So, for our newer listeners, right? First off, tell us where you're doing business and what kind of business you're doing.
So South American Silver, as the name implies,
yes.
We've got two large-scale assets in South America. We have one of the largest undeveloped silver resources in the world. It's 370 million ounces of silver in all categories. And when you include the other value of the metals, the base metals, and two technology metals, indium and gallium, it's the equivalent to a 600 million ounce resource.
Amazing.
Very, very big. The second asset is in Chile. And it is in a well-defined mining district that includes one of the world's largest copper mines, actively being mined right now. And that project, we believe, is going to go to a resource stage this year. Has huge potential, as well as a copper, silver, and gold system.
Can you talk to me about, when I look at the landscape, okay, it's a type of landscape, a beautiful hill. Can you tell the folks, it's amazing I remember the first time that I had actually Ralph on and you on, and then he was explaining that at the top of that hill, I mean, when you're digging down this silver is right here. It's not like that you're going down to Timbuktu, right?
Absolutely. What really sets this project apart from many other mines is, as you know, most silver is produced as a byproduct of mining of other metals.
Yes.
And so, there aren't, if you look at the primary silver projects, most of those are underground narrow vein mines.
Okay.
So it's fairly restricted to how much production you can produce out of relatively narrow mines.
Yes.
What makes this project fairly unique in the silver business is it is a bulk mineable disseminated silver deposit, much more you'd see in some of the large open pit gold mines that you see in Nevada, that you see in Australia.
Right.
So this thing is anywhere from 300 to up to 900 feet in thickness, starts right at the surface, open at depth, open pit mineable with very large scale equipment, so low unit costs, and it's heap leachable. So it's really an amazing project from its mineability, the fact that it sticks right out of the ground, and really hadn't been previously recognized for the deposit that it is.
When you just brought up a great point about the leachable aspect of it. So you get the rock first, right? You throw the rock on it, and that is one of the easiest ways to basically get concentrate out, right? Is it less expensive?
The big mining companies are moving towards, because they want to be able to have projects that are impactful to their bottom line.
Okay.
So they need assets that are large assets, long lives, and high amounts of production on
Right.
an annual basis.
Right.
And in order to do that, typically it's going to be an open pit mine where you can use the very largest scale equipment that's available out there. 400-ton trucks. Huge shovels that are moving it, so your unit cost per ton of ore is very low.
Yes.
Because you've got economy of scale, and if the project is large enough in terms of contained metal, can give you very, very high levels of production. For instance, we're looking at 13.2 million ounces of silver per year out of this project on average for the first 5 years. That makes it the second largest development stage silver project on a production basis in the pipeline right now.
Right.
And it really sets it apart from these narrow vein mining situations where it's difficult to produce that level of metal.
And project-wise, infrastructure-wise, politically-wise, where is all that standing?
Well, this is in a district that's one of the premier historic producing regions for silver. It's produced over 3 billion ounces historically.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Billion ounces?
3 billion
Wow.
ounces in this area. We're in the northern part of that region, Tom.
Okay.
To the south in Potosi, there's been 3 major new mines built in the last 4 years. Sumitomo Metals out of Japan, Coeur d'Alene Mines, and Pan American Silver, of course, the largest silver producer, have all built mines in the last 4 years in that area. We're to the north of that. Still good infrastructure. You can drive there. We have power available, water. But our region hasn't seen the economic development that they have to the south. And so it's an area that the government is encouraging investment. They're supporting our project, and we think we have excellent potential over the next couple of years to really create some value here on this exciting project.
So the key is that we're drilling more holes to make the backyard bigger? Is that where we're at?
Effectively, we just reported an updated economic study, end of March, so very recent.
Yes.
More than doubled cash flow numbers, more than doubled the value of the project, and more than doubled production levels. And so next steps are going to be continued to do infill drilling work, continue to refine our understanding of the engineering, and move the project, as expeditiously as possible to feasibility, which is where you tend to see the big companies who want to come in and partner, joint venture, take over, what have you. And that's really our business plan, is to advance the project as rapidly as we can over the next couple of years, build the team, we're financed into feasibility, and then look at the best way to take that next leap in value that comes as you transition from development stage to producer.
Now, when you started this, okay, I don't know what the exact price of silver was, but talk to me. You must have just been like sitting there saying, oh my God, what's going on here? I mean, because you're looking at an asset, a silver price, of course, went ballistic compared to the gold price, okay? So what price do you have to have silver out for that mine to be feasible?
Well, let's put the metal price in context.
Okay.
Silver really underperformed gold over the last 10 years, and silver is just barely getting to its 1980 highs and has seen a healthy pullback here.
Okay.
So I think the dynamics that were kind of suppressing the silver price, mostly byproduct production, an oversupply, are now gone, and we're on the other side of that equation. It's hard for the producers of byproduct silver to notably expand their silver production.
Right.
And we have a growing industrial and investment demand picture that's really quite bullish for silver prices moving higher. So that's on the metal side of things.
Okay.
In terms of where the project was, and in terms of the prices that we need as a company, we're using $18 silver price as our base case economics. That's the 3-year average for silver.
Okay.
That's a conservative price. That's what people will often use, is that 3-year average for reserves. Many companies will use a 2-year average for resources, or maybe even a 1-year average, which is $25 an ounce would be the 2-year average. At those price points, at $18 silver, if you use that as your base case, our cutoff grade is basically, we need 15 grams of silver to be economic, and our ore body average is 60. So, it's 5 or 6 times as rich as the cost structure. That basically at that low price. And as the price of metals goes higher, our cost structure goes down because of byproduct credits that contribute to our low cost of production.
Absolutely huge.
So the project right now is we've just had a major advancement in terms of a released update on the engineering side. We're moving into pre-feasibility activities in the second half of this year and into feasibility activities next year. And we're in a great financial position to be able to advance the company to that next stage.
Absolutely amazing. And you get silver, of course, that $35 now, went to $50. But $35, it's hand over fist. I mean, that's big money.
And I think silver, as you know, is spiky.
Sure.
It tends to have these kind of moves, but it's come back in a nice, healthy way to the kind of the overall trend. And relative to gold, relative to copper, some people like to look at those two numbers. This looks like a pretty reasonable buy point.
Good number, no doubt. Listen, folks, thanks for being with us today. This is Greg Johnson. The South American Silver trades in Toronto under the symbol SAC. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Thanks so much, Greg.
Thanks, Tom.